Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this lesson, we'll be analyzing the 14th chapter of the first part of the novel Atonement. So, Bryony's memories of interrogations and sworn testimony in court will trouble her less than her occasional memory of the fateful night itself. Once Lola has been taken away to be examined, Bryony is left at center stage, and she feels a newfound maturity. She is caught up in the gravity of the event with the doctor and the investigators and the scenery surrounding Lola's violation. Paul Marshall comes in from searching and converses briefly with the policeman. Meanwhile, Cecilia moves anxiously around the edge of the room and looks at Bryony furiously whenever the younger girl recounts what she has seen. This is the performance Bryony wanted to make through the trials of Arabella. Her acting and storytelling have earned her attention and she believes impressed the adults. Paul Marshall returns alone, meanwhile, but nobody even thinks to suspect him. Themes are very much clear over here: perspective, guilt, class, lost missions, the unchanging past, stories, and literature. All the six themes which are present in this novel. Now, the gathered people receive word that Lola has been sedated and is now able to sleep. Everyone waits in the drawing room for Robbie. Bryony decides to retrieve Robbie's letter from Cecilia's room. She finds it and brings it to a policeman who reads it unemotionally. Another policeman reads it, as does Leon, and Emily demands to read it. Finally, Cecilia sees what they are doing and angrily tells them to stop reading her letter and pins the blame on the servant Danny Hardman. Emily responds that Cecilia could have prevented this tragedy if she had shown someone the letter sooner. Bryony feels justified by the way the adults are accusing Cecilia of negligence. Okay, so Bryony continues to impose her perspective on the authorities to ensure they comprehend the scenario in exactly the same way she has comprehended that scenario. It is interesting that Cecilia pins the blame on the servant Danny Hartman, as she is engaging in the same kind of class based prejudice that is being leveled against Robbie. Now, finally, at around 5 in the morning, Robbie returns with the twins. Bryony is relieved to see the twins safe, but feels outraged that Robbie could try to hide his wrongdoing with a good deed. The policeman approach Robbie. Bryony is led back inside and she lies in bed thinking about what she has done. After some time, she hears a police car starting up and looks through her window to see Robbie being led away in handcuffs. Cecilia approaches Robbie and speaks to him as he is taken into the car. Then an inspector separates the two. Robbie is placed in the back seat and the car begins to drive off. Suddenly, Robbie's mother, Grace Turner, appears and begins to hit the car with her umbrella, screaming, "Liars, liars, liars." The constable restrains her and she watches from a distance as the car moves over the bridge and disappears. So, Bryony's self delusion is so complete that even the twins' safe return, an unequivocally good thing, causes her outrage because it mars the perfect story she has devised. She has made herself believe her narrative, or perhaps it is more accurate to say that her narrative has overcome her, so that she can only see Robbie doing a good thing as him hiding what Bryony is certain is his true corrupt self. So she has started thinking that his good act. The good act of Robbie is in a way covering up the bad act of Robbie. So the speed with which Robbie is determined to be the sole suspect likely has to do with his lower social class and the biases held against him for it. He felt a part of the Tellis family, but he and his mother were always actually outsiders granted conditional access. The themes happen to be all the six themes which are present in this novel. I hope you've understood this lesson. With this, we're going to end this lesson. If you got any questions, please feel free to ask.